Will Forest City in Johor, Malaysia become a ghost town? In mid-November, Top Luxury's video landed on YouTube, detailing their opinion of the world's 5 most useless mega-projects. Forest City came in at number 2. After laying out the lofty stated goals of the development and how it had utterly failed to achieve virtually any of them, the video concludes, Forest City was probably too ambitious to begin with, too futuristic to truly achieve, and is too politically challenged to succeed anytime soon. The narration adds, it is safe to assume that despite the billions invested, Forest City is currently a useless mega-project. The planned offshore city of 700,000 only ever sold about 15,000 units, most of which were subsequently sold off at steep losses as Chinese investors raced to exit following the political fallout from the development. Even estimates of only 500 people living in Forest City at the beginning of 2020 were termed optimistic by one journalist who visited in late 2019. Johor's Forest City ranked world's 2nd most useless mega-project. Built on 4 man-made islands and centered around an artificial forest ecosystem, Forest City in Iskandar, Malaysia, is a green, smart residential city of the future. It was primarily constructed to entice Chinese nationals to establish Malaysia as a second home. According to Top Luxury, there are a few schools offering Mandarin classes and the road signs are all in Mandarin. The close proximity of Forest City to Singapore is also thought to attract potential investors. In reality, a second connection bridge connects Forest City to Singapore, making the trip between the two cities take just 20 minutes. Only one of the 4 islands is close to completion. Thus, it appears doubtful that political influence is the reason the project is moving along successfully. Some people in Malaysia believe that Forest City represented a new type of colonialism because it was primarily sponsored by China and constructed to appeal to Chinese nationals. As a result, when Mahathir Mohamad took office again as Prime Minister, he outlawed foreigners from holding property in Forest City. Due to the current epidemic and travel restrictions, the megaproject has now been further delayed. Due to the pandemic, even real estate sales in Forest City have ceased. Out of the 700,000 individuals that are supposed to live there by 2020, fewer than 500 people actually do. Environmental debacle? Forest City's development has a substantial and irreversible environmental impact as man-made islands were reclaimed from ecologically sensitive wetlands and mangrove swamps, despite its promotion as an energy-efficient, ecologically sensitive, land-conserving, low-polluting offshore city. Local people who relied on fishing for a living noticed a drastic decrease in their harvest when reclamation projects damaged the fishing grounds. Despite protests to the state of Johor, nothing was done, and development went on as usual without ever doing the legally mandated detailed environmental impact assessment. When that assessment was ultimately made, the 2015 DEIA verified that numerous regulations had been disregarded or circumvented. The report also included a whopping 81 recommendations, one of which was the most important. The project size needed to be cut from 1,600 hectares to less than 405 hectares. In response, Country Garden declared that it would reduce the project by 1/3 and scale it back. However, evidence that some of the planned actions were never actually put into action emerged in the following months and years. Experts have bemoaned the development's long-term effects on the mangroves, seagrass, water hydrology, and loss of fishing grounds. The main show gallery and the Forest City Hotel in the development, as well as other buildings and roadways, started to show cracks soon after construction, which raised safety concerns in addition to the environmental harm caused by the complex's reclamation attempts. The rapidity of the reclamation, according to experts, caused these fissures since it didn't give the fresh soil enough time to stabilize and settle. According to one specialist, the recovered ground was sinking and would probably keep sinking. Regardless of the cries of bias and questionable motives, however, it's difficult to see Forest City as anything more than a debacle that has failed, at least in part by nearly every applicable metric. Even its parent company has stopped promoting it. That's it in this video. Please like the video and thanks for watching. Do subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell for the latest updates.